because they both are heisty movies, but like Mission Impossible is like a straightforward competency porn kind of thing, and Fast and Furious is like
incompetency porn.
What if somebody's really bad at
it's basically superheroes jumping out of planes and stupid.
Okay.
So your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to watch all the Mission Impossible movies, and we break them down. As a reminder for anyone watching this for the first time, these are the first time you have seen these movies.
Yes, I have never seen all these movies.
And you remember some of them, and they all blend together.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Nailed it.
So let's pretend like it's new all around, and I'm just mildly obsessed with all of them. So we're
I don't know how to be mildly obsessed. How does one do that?
There's not enough space in my brain for like one thing to be obsessed about, so I just like sliver off chunks of obsessions. I'll hang out with this one for a while, and then I'll
sidetrack.
Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, I knew those.
Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious.
That's like okay, I'll pick Mission because I think they're more valuable for the art form.
Sure,
but that really is like steak or chicken nuggets.
I'd rather have steak. Are you saying it's an impossible question?
But yeah. But sometimes
can I have a steak?
Hang on. But sometimes chicken nuggets fucking all
our banger. Yeah, no, I get it. I get
so, like,
and that
depends on your mood.
Yeah.
It's a mood.
Because they both are heisty movies, but like Mission Impossible is like a straightforward competency porn kind of thing, and Fast and Furious is like
incompetency porn.
What if somebody's really bad at
it's basically superheroes jumping out of planes and stupid. Yeah. And
I've also never seen a single Fast and Furious.
Oh, they're next. I'm sure.
You would like
the light in your eyes.
You would like. I feel like we should have a couple beers and watch like, and you know what? We don't even have to watch all of them. Just like start at like 4. And it's just like, oh, wow, okay. They're jumping off of roofs and things with cars. Sure.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, let's get into it.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, PG-13, came out July 31st, 2015. This was directed by Christopher McQuarrie, written by Christopher McQuarrie, with story by Christopher McQuarrie, Andrew Pierce. Synopsis as follows. Ethan and his team take on their most impossible mission yet.
Impossible.
Yeah. When they have to
impossibler.
When they have to eradicate an international rogue organization as highly skilled as they are and committed to destroying the IMF, known only as the Syndicate. Now, returning cast members. Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, Simon Pegg as Benji Dunn, Jeremy Renner as William Brandt, and Ving Rhames as Luther Stickle.
Love Ving Rhames.
New recruits. Rebecca Ferguson as Isla Faust.
I do.
Isla.
Isla.
They kept saying Isla, but like when I watched the closed captioning, I thought it should be Isla, but I don't know.
Isla Faust. Yeah. Sean Harris as the villainous Lane, and Alec Baldwin as CIA Director Alan Hunley. To which I will recite this bit of dialogue.
Oh, please. Oh, please. I think I know what it is.
Good character.
Hunt is uniquely trained and highly motivated. A specialist without equal, immune to any countermeasures. There's no secret he cannot extract, no security he cannot breach, no person he cannot become. He has most likely anticipated this very conversation and is waiting to strike in whatever direction we move. Sir, Hunt is the living manifestation of destiny, and he has made you his mission.
That's awesome.
That's this fucking movie in a nutshell.
So good.
That's the whole series in a nutshell.
That's a line delivered by a character who does not like him
at all.
Who thinks he's actively trying to shut down IMF and fold it into the CIA because it's all luck. Like, sure, they've done a bunch of stuff, but it's all luck.
It's got the vibe of like, I want to be your boyfriend, but I recognize that your ex-boyfriend is the coolest thing that's ever happened to humans. Can we still date? Like that's the tone of it, and he crushes it. Yeah,
how cool he was.
I'm acknowledging that I will always be second place.
I forget how charming he is.
Oh, Alan Hunley or
Alec Baldwin.
He's wonderful in this movie.
Every time he shows up in everything, I'm just like, oh, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
The opening sequence with dialogue in the courtroom or whatever, like all of that between him and Jeremy Renner of just like, I cannot confirm or deny with the I cannot confirm or deny.
It's so fun.
Anyway, so following the incredible success of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, pre-production on Mission Impossible 5 was announced in August 2013 with Christopher McQuarrie, who completed uncredited rewrites on Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, announced as the director this time, with the intended release of Christmas 2015. Despite having many big writing credits to that point, McQuarrie has only directed 2 movies up until then. That was 2000's The Way of the Gun. I don't know if you remember that movie.
You like to fuck baby heads?
It was actually a pretty fun movie.
So I'm sorry.
What?
That is a line by Sarah Silverman in the cold open of the movie where she's a rowdy biker chick at a bar and she's trying to go after Ryan Felipe. I believe.
Yeah, Ryan Felipe and Benicio.
Oh, you like to fuck baby heads? And I went,
better
who is this and what's happening? I love her. Oh, it's Sarah Silverman.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. Way of the Gun.
Oh, and 2013's Jack Reacher.
I still haven't seen it.
Which preceded the very popular TV show with Tom Cruise in the main role. So if you've seen the dude in the TV show, who is much more like the actual character in the books.
Cruises.
Yeah.
And then 5'7" Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruises.
Yeah. He is 2 Tom Cruises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stacked on top of each other. Also, 2.5 Tom Cruises wide.
In a trench coat.
So he's 2 by 2.5 Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Tom Cruise squared.
I was going to say he's Tom Cruise squared. Yeah, in every direction.
So yeah, there's that. Also, writers Drew Pearce and Will Staples were hired to develop a screenplay that was later rewritten by McQuarrie himself. McQuarrie continues his rewrites throughout production, leading to him being the sole credited writer on the credits with the story by him and Pearce. And later I'll talk about how they rewrite this movie so much during production that they break down for 2 weeks. Yeah. Like towards the end of production to just like figure out the ending,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, this movie does not read like that to me.
No,
it feels toy.
Yeah. These movies, snug. Especially so. Like McQuarrie helped write the 4th one, and that kind of introduced the Syndicate as like a throwaway line. They were the bad guys in the TV show, but just like mafia, not really like anti-IMF,
right?
This is where the movies kind of find a groove and continue this kind of tone. So like with the first one, it was very like De Palma-esque and almost slashery.
Yeah.
Right?
So good.
The second one was just pure testosterone, weird shit with like flying guns and doves. The third one was hella emotional, very, very gripping, and more focused on almost the villain. These ones become much more like episodic adventures with the cast, almost like just like a giant budget TV show. And they stay in this tone for the rest of the way with threads that kind of connect. But this is like the beginning of what the Mission Impossible movies will be going forward. Christopher McQuarrie likes to say that like every single one is a different style, but I honestly only aesthetically. Like from
this
Iron
really feel stylistically different than the last one, does it? To you?
No, that's what it like. He
feels
says
like they
are, but I think he's only referring to like literal aesthetics and logistics as opposed to the kind of movie.
Gotcha.
Whereas if you look at 1, 2, and 3,
very different. Those are different.
Very different.
These ones, they've kind of leveled in on the characterization of Hunt, the kinds of things that happen. Like, you know, like it's like a formula, and they'll change up techniques and aesthetics. Like it'll be blue or it'll be like
I say,
like they make them different looking, but these are how the movies are now.
Yeah,
right.
Base layer.
Yeah, kind of. Principal photography began August 2014 in locations including Vienna, Casablanca, London, and Leavesden Studios in Hertfordshire.
Nailed it.
I did.
You did. You nailed it.
It didn't go off without a hitch, but other productions of other Mission Impossible movies will go off much more rockier than this one did. So
much more hitchless. Or no, you don't.
Numerous
so many hitches. Lots of hitches.
Lousy with hitches.
Lousy with hitches.
Like a hitch factory.
Yeah.
What's a Murder of Crows? What's a lot of hitches? A wagon of hitches.
A wagon of hitches.
A Smith.
A Smith of wishes.
A Will Smith of hitches.
Oh, fuck. Did we make that joke before?
No, same reference. Different setup, different punchline. I want you to know that when you said without a hitch, I grinned to myself, remembering the last time I made a dumbass Hitch joke. I was like, oh yeah.
Every time somebody says
I delighted myself.
Hitch, you think like that.
Mitchie in the chat said, is the Bourne series in the same family as Mission Impossible?
No.
You mean like literal family or no? No, they're not. They're different.
They feel very different to me. I think Bourne's supposed to be more realistic.
If Jason Bourne was watching a spy movie, it would be Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Like they don't exist in the same reality. Our Moon jumped in. I totally agree. This movie really hit the stride. I feel like 4 was a transition into this style of movie. You are not incorrect. I actually feel that same way too. It's hard to talk about this movie without just like focusing on the stunts. This was a lot of like things happened in the other 2 movies where he jumped in with stunts. They started this whole movie with the idea of him hanging off of a plane.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It was supposed to be at other points in the movie, but then they ended up just putting it at the very beginning.
Right at the beginning.
So originally it was supposed to be like the what would you call it? The outro
Climax?
to the movie? Like after it like kind of, if you think of a post-credit sequence, but before the credits. It's basically like, okay, we've finished this whole film. Here's the next Mission Impossible, you know. And so that's what they were supposed to do. And then they decided to put it in the front. Yeah.
Yeah. So the filming of that started September 14th. Filming of an action scene featuring Ethan climbing and hanging on the outside of a flying Airbus A400M Atlas, not to be confused with the character from It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
Took place
Classic
at the
confusion.
RAF Wittering near Stamford in the UK. Tom Cruise performed the sequence, at times suspended on the aircraft over 5,000 feet in the air without the use of a stunt double. To pull off this particular dangerous stunt, the production team were given a limited period of only 48 hours at the Air Force Base, and the plane took off and landed 8 times before they had the perfect shot.
Now, by takes off and landed 8 times, they do not mean they took off, landed, Tom Cruise went and had a hot cocoa, and then came back. It literally landed, taxied, took off. Landed,
still
taxied,
attached to the fucking plane.
Yeah, and it was so cold. How cold was it? I don't know. It was very cold.
So everyone on the ground was cold, 5,000 feet higher with 300-mile-an-hour winds in your face, cold. Yeah. He had a cable attached to his...
I was just going to ask.
He was cabled in and holding on with his hands. But because of the scene, no gloves, no under armor or anything like that to like protect himself from the cold. They put him in a gray suit.
Yep.
Why?
North by Northwest.
That's right.
Starring Cary Grant. First of 2 Hitchcock references in this movie.
So he was just hanging on the plane. The other cool part of it was that he had to have contact lenses the size of his eye, like really thick contact lenses that go over the whole
wrapped
cornea.
Around his eyeball.
Because if anything, a piece of dust hit him at that speed and that level, he would like lose his vision.
He got pegged with something while that was happening, and it hurt him so bad that he was afraid to look after he was done. Turns out it was the tiniest nothing, but it hurt so bad that he thought like, I've broken something or something is in me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm going to live with this pebble.
Yeah.
He is insane.
He is. Honestly, I think this is what Scientology does to you.
I was saying this to JD before, like part of the reason I'm having so much fun watching these movies is because I'm watching it and I'm knowing like he did this.
Yeah.
Like
he
fully did this.
There is something to be said about the fact that we like part of the stories of these movies is that he does go out there and do stuff, and it genuinely does make it a different experience.
It does.
And they go out of their way, like they still use digital effects, they still use plate shots, but they do the things and then clean up around it. So like the diving sequence, him jumping into that big iris.
That stressed me the fuck
He
out.
jumped that length into a mat, but then they just digitally put everything around it to make it look like he was jumping through the iris. But to not have that to still do that physical space of like jumping and falling that far down was something he actually did. It's like an old school Jackie Chan trick where they they would actually balance on these things. Yeah, there'd be green screen underneath and do this, but he was doing the stunts so you could actually see them trying to like keep their bearings and do the stuff. It was so incredibly cool.
That whole underwater scene, I was having flashbacks to the time I went scuba diving and had a terrible time. And I was like, how is he doing this? I was so stressed out when I was scuba diving.
We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
November of that year, just 2 short months after being on the side of a fucking plane. Tom Cruise trained under driving specialist Kirk Crack, real name, to be able to hold his breath for 3 minutes to perform an underwater sequence, which was filmed in a simple long take without any edits. Though the scene in the movie was cut with several edits in between, they actually just performed it in one long take, giving the impression that the scene was having several takes. It sucks, but whatever. However, the stunt coordinator claimed that Cruise held his breath for over 6 minutes during some of those takes and preps.
Yep.
No.
The way that they accomplished that, like it wasn't a giant tank and there was like a circular kind of pattern to it, but they digitally added all of the, you know, like the rest of the set around him.
Mhm.
And did you listen to, so some of this research we did was a wonderful podcast series called Light the Fuse, which is an official Mission Impossible podcast. Yeah.
Love that.
It's really good.
Stuff that I didn't know that they did. So like the sequence itself is he has to go underwater into like a big coolant tank with a bunch of reactors of computer shit, and he has to like move a switchboard. But all of these rotating arms that are constantly like moving around and emptying and opening other switchboards are whipping around.
Mhm.
So they wanted to capture the speed. So instead of moving them around fast, they moved the camera around them fast.
And it's so effective. When I found that out, I couldn't believe it. Like he's stationary, he's not moving, but because of the camera movement, it feels like
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just doing his thing and the camera on the arm is like moving around. So it gives this
So cool.
impression of just like whipping back
Yeah.
and forth. So, and he dies.
yeah. That surprised me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my man's just dead. Oh, okay, cool.
The character dies. That's the end of the movie. It's great. So, and then we did learn that
Rebecca Ferguson.
Rebecca Ferguson also got pretty competitive with him in regards to like the stunt work.
I
They had
love that.
they had a friendly competition. Yeah, and she was able to hold her breath that long as well.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
Love that.
there's a jovial nature to Tom Cruise and how he just like is very, very safe and all kinds of things, but then he fucks with everybody around him at the same time.
Like Simon Pegg
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah, like turning on his heat, like they're in Morocco sweating their asses off in that car chase, and he just like will turn on the car heater
Oh
or the seat heater.
The
and stuff.
seat heater with it, yeah. And so him and Simon Pegg would like be punking each other with the car heater, the heat seater.
Meanwhile,
the seat
having
heater.
to like be in like the most intense thing.
Yeah.
But
And my favorite part of that story is Tom Cruise has to get out of the car for whatever reason. And of course, he's the one really doing the driving because the stunt driver didn't have anyone better than Tom Cruise, apparently. He's just that good at everything. And so he leaves the car, and Simon Pegg asks the crew to come over and give him a little piece of black tape. So he puts a little piece of black tape over the little light that lets you know that the seat heater is on. And he would just turn it on, and he could see Tom Cruise like looking, and it's like, can't figure out why he's so hot. It's because he was hiding the light from him. Very cute.
Oh, that was, I'm sorry. That's what I meant about like, because he's a Scientologist. Like you don't have contact or information from the outside world. You just get like hyper focused on things.
Mhm.
So like instead of being on social media, my dude with his unlimited resources is like, I'm going to learn how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
And he just does that for 40 hours a week. Okay.
There's from
It's so weird.
from
Like,
all the research
of things.
with all of these Mission Impossible movies, I've heard so many stories from so many people involved with the production of all of these films and just how great Tom Cruise is.
When you're unencumbered by life, you just
He just like, he's always the first to, if anything goes wrong, he is the first one to rally the troops and get in there, roll up his sleeves with the crew.
during editing and writing and stuff, like they were like, he's not a special effects wizard.
Yeah.
But they were trying to finish something because I'll talk about it a little bit, but the production schedule got moved forward 5 months
Yeah.
because they were supposed to come out at the same time as The Force Awakens and something else
Right.
at the end of 2015. So
Yeah.
they were like, Paramount was like, hey, do you guys think you can finish in July instead of December? So they had 5 less months to finish the movie.
Oh my god.
So Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie were like showing up in the edit bays and the special effects offices and like at 2 a.m. being like, do you guys need anything? Is there anything we can do to help you out? I'm here for you. Let's go. Teach me how to do it. I'll do it with you. Like just fucking
Oh
wild
my
stuff.
God.
But yeah, when you're unencumbered by life and you live in your own bubble that is
Yeah.
filled with sunshine, you have the capacity to like do all these crazy, wonderful things. It's rarefied air. I don't know if God has that much bandwidth.
Nice.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, February 2015, still during production, filming was halted to give McQuarrie, Cruise, and an unknown third person time to rework the film's ending. During pre-production, they did open a writer's room to break stories, so it could have been anyone. That third person, we don't know who it is. It could have been Simon Pegg, could have been J.J. Abrams.
It was
They could have
me.
brought back Drew Pierce. We know the truth. It was Alison Costa.
It was me. Yeah,
The two
we're
of you
one.
brought together.
We're one person.
It's like Jared Hess. Your screen name is like the couple.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What I adore about this movie is that it's an exercise in reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Narratively and action wise, it starts with the biggest stunt and it ends with just a foot chase and a box. And it's so cool. Like they keep reducing and reducing to the point where it's just like two men staring at each other, and it's so emotionally satisfying.
Even before that, I forget about that because that little foot chase is pretty brief. But
Yeah.
like the way I remember the ending, except for that, is like just like the quick wrap up, is the conversation at a crowded outdoor restaurant, like a cafe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a conversation, and it's so tense.
How did you feel about Lane?
Okay,
Oh,
okay. My one
and-
problem with this movie
Subtitles?
is
Did you have to use subtitles?
no. Why? Because he's such a quiet.
He talks like this.
I always use the pedals, so
Ethan Hunter.
My only problem is that it's not Philip Seymour Hoffman. In that,
You'll
and I
always have that
don't
problem.
mean him specifically.
Mm.
I mean he does not bring anything to that role of being the nemesis, right? The head of not Spectre,
Syndicate.
the Syndicate. That he's just not super villain charming in any way. It
Mhm.
really is just a nobody white guy. Kind of looks like from was it Falling Down?
Sure.
Remember the movie Falling Down?
Yeah, Douglas.
Yeah, Michael Douglas from Falling Down. He's got that haircut
Mhm.
and glasses, and he just kind of talks like this. And it's just he's fine. But I don't find him as intimidating as some of the other villains.
I think he works as a polar opposite to Ethan Hunt, though.
Mm.
Like he is the absolute polar opposite. Like their energies just don't align and aren't like they're matched at the same level of gregarious and or open to tight and measured.
Oh, I could see that.
You know, like
Bizarro.
Yes,
Hunt.
Bizarro
Hunt.
Yeah, Bizarro Ethan. That's
I could see
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ethan Hunt.
But I just every time he was on screen, I just like, oh man, I wish there was something more for him.
I did buy him being you couldn't guess what he was going to do.
Yeah.
That was it, like, and it was sold most by Rebecca Ferguson, who had to deal with him the most.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually afraid of this man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Losing, let's see, music. Oh, from what I can find, what I can't find specifically, this was not shot in native IMAX cameras like the last movie was with certain sequences, but it did go through the DMR process, the digital media remastering for IMAX screens. And I did see it in IMAX, and I do think that it wasn't nearly as arresting as Ghost Protocol in theaters. I don't know why. Maybe McQuarrie doesn't care for shooting in IMAX. Maybe he does in the next movie. I'll have to look it up. But these are movies that are meant to be seen in the largest format you can.
Mhm.
Music. You looked up this. The music was composed by Joe Kramer, who had previously worked with director McQuarrie on The Way of the Gun and Jack Reacher. And he only used instruments and techniques that were available in the 1960s during the original show's run.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
It's
is.
so good.
fantastic.
The sound design of this whole movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was listening to the podcast and stuff. The way that they would use sound design along with the score, specifically in like the motorcycle chases and stuff, was really great.
Oh yeah.
Instead of having the of the motorcycle the whole time, they would only give you the sound of the motorcycles bouncing off of the trucks that they pass, kind of a thing.
So good.
Yeah.
And then had score kind of fill in the sound. So the Foley was becoming part of the score.
Mhm.
It's just an incredibly well done movie
Yeah.
and score. I looked up Joe Kramer afterwards. It's TV work and some like radio plays and Doctor Who stuff. Like barely any other film.
That's crazy.
Yeah, credits. So they lost 5. Paramount had originally scheduled this in December. of 2015, and they moved it up to July 31st of 2015 to avoid Star Wars and Spectre. Losing 5 months of post-production, completing of the film was a race to the finish. The film was officially completed at 2 a.m. on July 18th, 2015, 5 days before the premiere and less than 2 weeks before global release.
Damn.
Box office, $195 million in the US, $487.7 million in other countries, adding up to $682.7 million worldwide, the 8th highest grossing movie of 2015, and the 2nd highest grossing Mission Impossible film. Second to...
Protocol?
That's right.
Yeah.
During the DVD and Blu-ray release, December 15th, 2015, that is right, 5 months after the movie came to theaters and not 45 days, there was a
5 months.
comic book that was released with the DVD, written by Christopher McQuarrie and illustrated by Owen Freeman, who is most popular for the Lazarus covers.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Yeah, so it's very painted. The comic book takes place in that
Cool.
6-month time gap where he is on the lam.
yeah.
Because the movie just like 6 months later.
Set your watch.
Yeah.
6 months later.
Yeah.
Such a good bit.
So let's get into the critical reaction.
Okay.
Rotten Tomato score 94%.
Solid.
That is tied with Ghost
That's
Protocol.
Solid.
Both of them are 94%, whereas this one has an audience score of 87. I think Ghost Protocol was in the 70s.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe you're.
Metacritic 75 out of 100. Cinema score A-. Would you like to read some of these?
Ty Burr of the Boston Globe says 3 out of 4 stars, calling it preposterously enjoyable, and said that it unfolds with fluid, twisty, old school. You moved the thing on me.
Oh, my bad.
I was reading. Twisty, old school pleasure, highlighting the performances of Cruise, Pegg, Ferguson, and Baldwin.
Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times gives it 3.5 out of 4 stars, stating that the film keeps topping itself. However, he criticized the villain for being not being too memorable or intimidating.
Oh.
Keeps topping itself from the bottom. Sorry.
Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times, McQuarrie's direction allowed Rogue Nation to stand out among the other films in terms of action and its inclusion of female characters. Hey, we love that.
Mhm.
Singling out Ferguson's
Ilsa.
Ilsa. Did we say Ilsa, not Isla? Ilsa, as uniquely empowered and action-oriented, also praising her scenes with Cruise.
A.A. Dowd of the AV Club remarked, rather than go full auteur on his formulaic material, McQuarrie instead offers a kind of greatest hits package. Rogue Nation marries the shifting loyalties of Brian De Palma's original to the kinetic action beats of John Woo's series Nadir, and an all-set piece structure of Brad Bird's series Zenith, adding an omnipotent villain not far removed from the one Philip Seymour Hoffman played in J.J. Abrams' entry. In the least visually or conceptually distinctive of the 5 movies, leaning on what's worked before rather than forging its own path. How dare you?
Yeah, the AV Club finds it derivative yet still enjoyable. And finally, Joe Morgan Stern of the Wall Street Journal praised Ferguson, but felt that she and Tom Cruise had zero chemistry on screen. What? Nonetheless, he praised the film for working ingenious changes on old tropes.
Cool. That's a good question. How did you guys feel about the chemistry twixt Ferguson and Cruise? Did you think that
I
they...
didn't think there was 0.
Yeah,
I thought there was more than 0.
And I liked, apparently they structured it more than 0.
They liked each other just fine.
They got along.
Apparently the setup of their relationship was supposed to follow like a romance, like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the meet
I
cute
can
and
feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meet cute. At
and then
the
the heel turn in the middle and then they come back together. It's kind of like, yeah, I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah. I thought they were good together.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also liked that you never were 100% sure where her allegiances lay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she brings him back to life and is like, laters.
Yeah.
Well, she
Like,
kept
feels
getting
the thing.
burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're obviously gonna spoil a little bit of a
Spoiler.
15-year-old movie, 10-year-old movie.
10.
Yeah.
I
I got
Whatever.
reminded that I graduated college 10 years ago. And I got really sad about it the other day. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Talk to me when it's 20.
Oh, God.
So your first time going through, I think we know the answer to this, but your first time seeing this movie,
Mm-hmm.
how did you feel? Also, how did your fiance feel? Did he watch it with you?
He didn't.
Oh.
He
That's
didn't. He was
son of a
busy.
bitch.
He was busy at work. I was doing stuff
He
at home.
would love this movie.
I know. I'm going to watch it again with him because I want it. I want him to see it. It was very, very good. I loved it. I really loved it. And I will say there was one part in the beginning. So I I put it on towards the end. I was like finishing up a workout at home,
Mhm.
and I was doing like a core workout towards the end. And I was like, towards the end of it, I was like, let me put this on towards the end. And I'm like struggling doing this core workout. And Tom Cruise does that crazy thing with the handcuffs on the pole. And and I'm like, I literally said, I was like, oh, fuck off. As I'm like struggling to hold a plank. I'm like, fuck off. Like, what is that? Like,
Can we
insane.
talk about the pole scene? So
It was insane.
I understand it's very dangerous and very cool that he hung onto the side of a plane. The sequence where he is bound to the pole and has to,
Lifts his entire lower body and like shimmy up
yeah,
and release himself from the pole.
is one of my favorite stunts
It's
in the
so good.
entire series.
So fun.
It's so good. And it's just such this little touch that I was 100% sure that was digital in some way or he was on wires.
No, bitch did it.
Bitch did it. Bitch did it.
That's why I said fuck off as I'm struggling
Yeah.
to get through my ab workout.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like
it-
why am I watching this while I'm working out? This is
Yeah.
such a downer. Like,
You didn't find it motivating?
I did at one point, but as I'm struggling to hold
Yeah.
a plank and he's doing
Yeah.
that, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's
anyway,
such a good sequence. That whole
Incredible.
sequence is
Love
great.
this movie.
And it's got, that's one of the things about this movie that I really enjoy is that there's got a little bit more humor than I think than the last one. Like even just her doing the turn, grabbing the keys, tossing him the keys so that he can free himself and then just
Yeah,
Can't-
he can't.
he can't reach
Can't get it.
the lock. So funny.
There's I think both 4 and 5 have a good, decent amount of humor. The fourth one, though, was situational in so much as like things were breaking and what do we do now?
Yeah.
And there was like glances
Whatever
and some
can go
comedic.
wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, that was the comedy. This is more character based.
Yeah.
Like someone will do something ridiculous and it'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's much more character focused, and
Yeah.
so it feels like a funnier movie. Like even the stuff in the car, the man dies and doesn't remember dying,
What
and
are you
he like
talking about?
he falls over a car trying to get in for a car chase, and he's just like, "Are you okay to drive? You just died." Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like a drunk man, and just like.
Yeah. He goes
proceeds
to
to-
do the cool guy slide over the hood of a car and just fucking eats it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
So
Yeah.
good.
And even in the very beginning, they start off with the plane sequence,
Open the door.
and Benji's in open the door, Benji, open the door. And he goes, okay, I open the door. And the back of the plane opens
The
up.
hangar
like,
door instead of the
"Wrong
side
door,
door. Yeah.
Benji.
But even getting in the plane
Yeah.
was a smack to the side and up and down.
Yeah.
Like
That
again,
would have killed a man.
bitch would have died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bitch would have died. But it's so comedic.
Yeah.
And I think a less confident star and director would not go for those beats, because even the conclusion of that scene where he ties himself into the thing, he's just like
He does the Kylo Ren
Yeah.
shrug.
and then
Nice.
and then we cut away with his legs in the air.
Yeah.
Like it is
so good.
it is a propulsive movie, and it's just really fun.
Very charming.
I
So
loved the little. There were certain moments where somebody would say something and they'd like make eye contact with each other and just like.
Yeah.
I loved those little like it was almost like Jim from The Office moments where
Yeah.
instead of looking at the camera they were looking at each other. It's like
for the first time in this series, you get even the way that it's. Oh no, I'm sorry. I started watching Fallout. I'm talking about that. But you get the
spoil it,
sense.
I haven't seen it.
You get the sense that these people have been working with each other for a decade or two.
Yeah.
There
do.
is a comfort in there, and the way that like Rebecca Ferguson's character just kind of slips into it, the way that they treat Hunley, there is a very kind of like welcoming clique vibe to
Yes.
this movie that wasn't in the other ones.
Yeah.
And I think it does have to do with them bringing in older characters as opposed to keeping introducing new team members.
Yeah.
It's found a happy balance. Really quickly, what are your thoughts on this movie? Did you remember it before? How do you feel? Anything new?
So after famously giving the last one what would you call it? A rating. And I think you said something about like, I mean, this is it for the rest of the series. Like if this
Yeah, that was the beginning of the tone. Yeah.
this one immediately out the gate I thought was more charming, funnier. It had more character moments that I really reacted to, and the pole scene really strikes me. The fact that Rebecca Ferguson shows up, like
I love her.
she's so good in this movie and she
Yeah.
fits so well.
We
I
haven't
think.
even talked about the opera scene, and we don't have time to.
Yeah.
But
Opera scene's the best.
Yeah. Second of the references to
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. Yeah. it just I was flabbergasted how good this was and how into it I was. Like it was such a roller coaster of good times. I just really loved it.
I make it a not self-help self-care date to see these movies when they come out in the best spaces I can, because I find them so comforting and so wonderful and so charming and impressive. Like from a craft standpoint of like filmmakers and actors at the top of their game technologically and technically, it's so incredibly enjoyable. From like a visceral entertainment value, it's so incredibly enjoyable. From a they actually did that kind of perspective, it's so incredibly enjoyable. Like there is
time I'm like, how did he do this?
It's
I felt like it had stakes from the record store scene on.
Oh, that scene was so good.
Right. What a great scene. And like it really sets up.
They did so much with so little. The idea of this probably younger agent, just like, oh, you're a real thing.
Are you really him?
And then he watches her get shot in the face. Like that spoke to the core of this character's drive. And then also too, it'll carry on. Like the idea of you constantly make decisions to save your team members instead of averting disaster. And it wouldn't be cool without it.
And I didn't realize. Oh God, no.
Even the record store scene when he's first listening to the record and you think it's like a new mission for him.
Oh, that's such a good turn.
And then it's a turn and it's like, yeah, you helped capture the syndicate. Well, this is the syndicate and your mission, should you choose to accept it? And I'm like, what? Like
that was a really good reveal.
It was so good. Yeah.
And what was the other thing about the record store? It's gone. Go ahead.
Well, let's do ratings. Who wants to go first?
I need to be reminded of my previous rating.
So Alice, Mission Impossible, 3.5.
Okay.
M:2.
Yes.
2.
Valid. I stand by that.
M:3. 4.
Okay. Yes.
M:I Ghost Protocol, 3.85.
Oh. Wow.
I'm giving this one a 4. It's tied with 3 for me. I really, really enjoyed this. The opera scene was peak for me. Yeah. Like just that whole sequence was so fantastic. Yeah.
And then they go up on the roof and they slide down and they just like walk off hand in hand.
Yeah.
As everything comes crashing behind them.
Yes.
So fun.
Oh, it's just so good.
Me turn.
Flute as the gun. Sorry.
Oh, the flute is so good. Oh, and also I didn't even realize they were, the scene at the opera where they're on those what would you call them?
Flies.
Catwalks.
Yeah.
Flies. And the fact that they were trying to get the same format as the car sequence.
Oh, yeah.
The garage sequence.
The car needs we need a car park scene. Yeah.
Car park. Yeah, the car park scene from the last movie.
That
on foot.
That fight does clear most of these action sequences, but this movie is, I think, holistically better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good scene.
What's your rating?
So my highest rating was for MI-3, which was a 4.5. This is 4.25. It is below MI-3, but I want to say above everything else.
All right.
Yeah. 4.25 for me for this one.
I'm like saving like my higher ratings. So I'm hoping like I like another one better.
Hey, live in the moment. Live in
you know what? Valid. I'm still gonna give it a 4, but valid.
I am gonna go with 4.36.
Ah. What's your highest one so far?
This one.
This one?
Oh, dang.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's
4.36.
Emotionally, it's not better than MI3, but behind the camera and just how this was put together, it is a more impressive sit. It is a more engaging, like Mission Impossible 3 goes for my heart. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation goes for my brain, my heart, and makes my heart and gets my blood pumping a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like MI3 is guttural. It's effective. This movie is just like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Like it's more, for lack of a better word, impressive, even though both of these are awesome.
Right.
I can't believe that they went into production like without a finished script.
Right. Almost impresses me.
I was listening to Striking Out, Tansy Gardam Going Rogue podcast.
Yes.
God damn it, she's so good.
Love that podcast.
She's doing a whole thing on the writer's strike, and she starts off that season with a 2-parter on
Oh, was it James Bond?
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of
Yes.
Solace.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what kind of a
That
mess
whole-
that is.
That was so crazy. That whole I
Yeah,
love
it's a
that
good
podcast.
story. I wish she had more episodes so I could
I
listen to
know,
more
me
of her.
too. I've listened to all of them, and I'm like, I want more.
Now what?
That's Going Rogue by Tansy Gardam.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So, her
So,
first from
so really quick,
Yes.
the budget of this movie was 150 million. The global box office was 688.9 million.
Yes.
holy
So far, total gross. No, hang on, we'll do budget. Total budget of these 5 movies has been $650 million.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
That's not including advertising. We'll toss in another 3.
Sure.
Why not? So $950 million. Globally, the box office combined has been $2.7 billion.
holy shit.
Even if we take out the budget and the production and like the marketing cost, that it clears $2 billion globally.
Oh my.
So these movies are making money hand over fist. Like they invest 600 million and they make 2 billion.
Yeah.
Like
That's wild.
You know what kind of strikes me about those facts is that I don't know anyone other than the 3 of us who bring up or ever talk about the Mission Impossible movies.
right?
I realized watching this one, just the experience of revisiting all of these Impossibles.
Mhm.
This might be my favorite action franchise.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's just so good. Even the ones that are bad are just so goddamn fun. But yeah, no one ever talks about Mission Impossible other than like, Tom Cruise did a crazy stunt.
Well, this is first of all, I don't know if anything will ever have that kind of cultural impact ever again.
Yeah.
With the fact that we have 8,000 channels and 8,000 things yelling at us.
Yeah.
But this is also like the Avatar quandary. Is it culturally relevant?
Right.
It makes $2 billion by just existing.
And no one talks about it.
But has it penetrated the culture or the popular culture? I think it has. Both of these have. But no, yeah, they're not like. I don't. They're appointment. People still go see them.
Yeah.
But I think this is media for the normies. This is media for the masses.
Yeah.
We're always stuck in our hyper specific like
Not
kinks.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not chill.
Like
But-
we know the horror stuff. We know the nerd stuff. This is for everyone else, and we
Yeah.
just overlap with it. People seem to still give a shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So average rating of this movie is 4.2, just barely
Pretty good.
under the average rating of MI3 at 4.25.
Yeah.
So
I
far,
love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
by average, our favorites are MI3 and Rogue Nation.
That tracks.
MI3, Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, MI1, and MI2.
For MI3 and MI5.
So guys, I think we did it.
I think I would rewatch any of these at any point.
I definitely need
Even
to watch this
MI2.
one with Costa.
Even MI2.
Even MI2.
It would
is
be the
on.
last
It'd be
one I
like,
would
oh,
revisit.
cool. I would
But like
I would fast forward to scenes.
some of the bits.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the car scene with the oh my god, yeah, I would they
The,
make out in a car or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, their meet cute is
they're me cute.
head-on
An
collision.
insane chase in convertibles.
I know we don't have time, but one thing I noticed about the very strong, physically capable female character in this movie is that they still go out of their way in a scene where all the men in the room, in the sewer, are looking away from her
I knew it.
and she's getting changed. You get huge side boob scene. Like they specifically show her topless getting side boobed, even though every man in the actual scene is looking away from her. And I just thought, well, that's a
Tom
choice.
Cruise has like just died.
I mean,
What's that?
He had like just like
Yeah,
almost
Tom
yeah
Cruise was dead.
yeah.
it is a choice. It's a tropey choice. It's
Yeah.
it's a genre choice.
I was just curious how we felt about it. I mean,
Anyway.
because on one hand, I feel conflicted because on one hand, I have a male gaze, which means I like seeing some side boob. But on the other hand, it does make me go, they were doing so well with this character, but then all of a sudden it was like,
Boobies.
It was also preceded by her like slowly walking out of a pool in a bikini. Like
yeah.
this is to me it wasn't.
even the poster
me-
of this movie is her
With
with,
her leg
leg up
Yeah.
well, I was
out of the slit.
just gonna say her dress at the opera was up to her crotch, like slit.
The movie does
She looked fantastic.
The movie presents her in every way as a sex. She uses her sexuality, her sex appeal as a weapon for
Does
the
she?
majority of. Doesn't she?
Does she? Do you think so?
She. All of her moves are legs to face. She uses her like everyone's underestimation
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
as her weapon.
Sure.
And then all of her choices, wardrobe wise, are to either have somebody either underestimate her or not pay attention to what she's actually
You know
trying
what it
to
is?
do. Like that's using her natural ability.
I think what the difference is that there are decisions that the character makes, like the dress, right? And maybe trying to get someone to notice
Mhm.
her physicality as opposed to something else that she might be doing. And then there is the camera,
Yeah.
being like, this is not a decision that this character is making. This is, look at the boobs.
Well,
You know what I mean?
The camera being the eye of God.
Yeah.
In regards, I mean, it didn't bother me in the context. It's not like
Yeah.
it was.
It's not like I was offended by it.
She was.
But it was just like, oh.
She was changing.
You did
Like it
that.
wasn't like you have no reason to change in this scene.
sure.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I don't know.
I did think it's funny. She changes into that outfit, and then the next scene, all of a sudden, she has a skin tight leather
Leather.
motorcycle outfit. Like they brought that for her.
Yeah.
They just went shopping and got her a skin tight.
Here you go.
perfectly
Matches
fitted.
the rest of us.
Yeah.
Go.
Did you guys bring her thing? Oh, we need her outfit. Bring her outfit.
So they did a scene transition between the two, and I kind of.
that on when you're all wet.
She did a scene transition. They probably powdered it for her.
Did you, Johnny? Did you bring the powder?
Yeah.
Okay, powder it up.
But no, it's all cool and stuff. Like, hey, bone doctor.
Bone doctor.
Yeah. Did you bring the powder?
Fucking
Like,
guy.
Johnny, give her the powder.
Yeah.
Like,
Bone doctor.
and they have time to do that in
I just
the
thought that
middle,
was so funny. I'm
in
like,
the
where
middle
did
of
she
an
get that
alley in
from?
Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like fun action movie tropes.
I
You
don't.
think too much about it.
Yeah.
I mean, did you find the movie exploitative in regards to how they presented her on screen?
Not overall. I did clock the
side
side booby
boob?
scene.
I clocked
and
it too, but I
yeah, it didn't bother me a ton. And the freaking like, she pulled the gun like from between her legs,
Yeah.
like, but
The-
like,
her putting her leg up to stabilize the gun
yeah.
is fucking iconic. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
the
no,
poster.
I thought the
It's
same. It literally is, and it should
Yeah.
be.
Like
and it's
she
evocative. It's great.
Yeah.
beat up every Bond girl.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Anyway, it
Hey.
was something I noticed.
hmm
Thought it should be brought up.
So we all liked this movie.
Oh man,
Loved
I could go home and rewatch it right now.
Well, you should probably watch Ghost Fallout.
Fallout
Probably
next one.
watch Fallout. Yeah. MI Fallout. I don't know when we're gonna do it because there's a couple of breaks in schedule, but
I'm actively excited to watch this.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and The Final Reckoning.
Oh man.
Is it actually the final reckoning though?
I mean, I hope they kill him. I'm not kidding.
I hope he
I'm not-
does.
I'm not kidding. I actually hope they kill him.
Pink is in the chat saying,
Yeah.
JD, boutiques go all out. A pre-order just closed for a limited 6-disc print
Yeah.
of Fulci's The Beyond, including a version with a brand new soundtrack.
Pink, I have
Whoa.
on my social media is only now boutique stuff
Yeah.
and announcements. So like on Reddit and Blue Sky and stuff, I just get like everybody sharing that they did the pre-orders or they got them off and stuff.
I can't. I'm so poor. I can't.
I
afford
can't buy any of them.
Oh,
but
yeah. You look at 'em?
the coolest one I have, I think, is probably the Super Mario Brothers set.
That is a pretty
That's
good one.
boutique.
Yeah.
That's Umbrella.
That's about as boutique as you get.
Yeah.
Our Moon, they have a great relationship. I love the fact that neither held it against the other on the occasions when they tried to kill each other.
Valid.
That's a great point.
Which is a dynamic that continues.
It's things that you have to let go of in relationships like that.
And
yeah.
the scene in the right,
Occasionally just forget that one
Hey,
tried to kill the other. It's just
like
It happens at work.
she.
listen, I've been dating Costa for 10 years. It's just
You
gotta let
tried
go
to
of
kill
these
him on a
things.
mountain,
Hey.
and he's pretty chill with it.
He's got that forever.
Yeah.
Listen, his eye is okay now. He's fine.
She
We'll talk
asks
about
him
that.
when she asks him to just go away with her.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
What a great scene.
It's a
Yeah.
third option.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Good. We're done. We're done.
We
It
did
was
it.
wonderful. We did it. Thank you guys for joining us. Next week, I have no idea what they're going to talk about.
Oh, is it just me and you?
Yeah,
You
it's just
too.
me and you. What are we going to talk about?
Probably Scream.
Uh,
For that.
oh, yeah, we're going to hold off on doing Scream stuff until
I know, I'm
the new
kidding.
movie comes out. So
I'm
quit
kidding.
asking,
On your
Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, so join us next week every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. You can also join us inside the morgue with Alice and her co-host Jess. We normally have a audio-only podcast called Fresh Floppies. We're taking a week off because moving and all kinds of other stuff. But you can find that in the same feed where you find this podcast. Anything else I'm missing?
No, man.
Thank you
Oh.
for joining us.
If there's anything you want Alice and I to discuss next week, email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. Let us know.
Can I have veto power if I want to do it? And I can be like, no.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think that's valid. Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Well,
so much for.
Extreme, we're definitely saving for.
Oh, yeah. For my birthday. Oh, and thank you, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. Thanks,
I
Dylan.
love you, Dylan.
You're great.
Why are you so cool?
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And.
We'll talk at you later.
Do-do-do.
Cut. Fade to Black. Written and directed by
I have-
Christopher McQuarrie.
Young Joe!